Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy Friday. I hope you're all having a wonderful week and you're excited for a nice weekend upcoming. So for today we are working on a brand new speed build and we are working on an apartment for a single mom and 7 kids. We do have 4 girls and 3 boys and we are living in San Myshuno, and this is a residential rental and it will be a part of my save file once it is complete. This is in the top left section of San Myshuno. I cannot remember the specific district, but yeah, the cute little section where all of the like food festivals are and the karaoke bars. I think is where the food festival is, at least. Could be wrong, but I think it is. Anywho, we are working on this really cute apartment. I think this size apartment is just adorable. I really like kind of like these smaller compact spaces. I just feel like it's more realistic for an apartment, and don't get me wrong, I do really enjoy making big apartments, but I just don't feel like they're as fun to build because it's less realistic and it's a bit too much space, and it's just, I don't know, I feel like there's just too much room, I suppose. So making these cute little cozy apartments is one of my favorite things to do in The Sims, and you guys really like them, so it's a win-win situation. So we are currently working on the kitchen. The kitchen and living space is all one. We don't have a dining room, which is kind of a bummer, but you know, it is a very small space for 8 Sims to live in, so we make do. We do have a little island that I'll include in a moment, which has 2 seats, but you know, it's not exactly going to fit all of them on it, but it's better than nothing. It is quite a small space, and I do struggle sometimes to fit everything that I need to in. So like I said, we don't have a dining table, which is kind of a bummer, but at least we do have some space for them to eat. And let's be real, when are they all going to eat together? Probably never. Sims never sit down together. I really wish they would fix the high chairs because they're just a complete nightmare. And lately my Sims have been glitching in game where they just won't eat at all. Not even just toddlers, just all ages. They'll just like grab a plate, sit down, and they'll just stare at the plate, and I'm like, really? It's very annoying. So I hope they fix some of the like the new glitches, because that's definitely a new one. But anyway, we are now just decorating at the front doorway. I did decide to include quite a lot of kiddie clutter because of course we do have 7 kids. We do end up having 2 teenagers and 2 children in the girls' room, and then we have 2 children and a toddler in the boys' room, so it's a very busy house. I was kind of imagining that maybe they like ranged from the ages of like 3 up to 15, so the mum has a lot of kiddos, but I do think they're all with the same father. I think that he's still in the kids' lives and I think they have quite a good relationship, but he doesn't live in the city, he lives in the suburbs, so they do visit him whenever they can, but I just think they live together. But you know, they make it work. I think they're all on good terms and they all get on very well, so it's just one of those complicated situations, but they make do. My goodness, the traffic is loud today. I literally had to restart this voiceover because within the first 20 seconds it was just like buses, cars, bikes. I'm like, my goodness. I have 2 different microphones that I record on. Sometimes I will just film on my phone and other times I use my proper microphone, but whenever I do use my phone you can hear all the traffic, so probably should have used my proper microphone today, but oh well, it's one of those days. I'm always a bit busy on a Friday. I'm going home to my parents this evening and I'm going to see my ginger cat Marvin and play Mario Kart probably, because that is like my chill game. I don't really play many other games other than Sims because Sims is my job and I do that quite literally all week. So every weekday I'm completely just, I don't know what the word is, just overwhelmed with Sim stuff all day, every day. But then when it comes to the weekend, I have my chill time and I do play Mario Kart then with my mum and my fiance. And my dad just watches us like we're a bunch of fools, as in like in a funny way, because we're just laughing like crazy. So I'm trying to train my mum to be good at Mario Kart. She does her best, bless her. We have a lot of fun though. I'm really fortunate that my family are all like, we're really close, us 4, my parents, me and my fiance are like best buds. So also, if you can hear banging in the background, I do apologise. It's very sunny here and we have the windows open and so doors are banging. And yeah, it's just one of those days where there's just loads of things happening and I'm like racing against time, but it's fine. We're just now finishing the main living space. I love how this room turned out. I hope you guys like it as well. I think it just feels like totally Sims nostalgically friendly. I know that sounds like a really weird way to describe it, but that like old school Sims that like kind of reminds me of like when I first started. I started playing Sims in 2008 when I was only 8 years old. I didn't play it like continuously. I had my own version of it because I did play it on my friend's computer, but I was a bit too little, I think, to play it at the time. And then I did start playing it properly when I was like 12, 13ish, I think. And I had Sims 3 on my laptop, my first ever laptop, back in 2013, before, you know, social media and technology really took off. And it was just a happy time. Sims 3 I was obsessed with, and it kind of reminds me of just, I can't really explain what I mean, but like that classic suburban yellow and blue kind of colour scheme just gives me such nostalgic Sims vibes. Why, I don't know, it just does. So that room reminds me of that sort of feeling that makes me happy that I just still play Sims. Although, to be honest, I'd use the word play loosely. I am usually making content as opposed to play in the game, which is really frustrating sometimes because I would love to just be able to play, but then at the same time content creating is like also my everything, so it's fine. I try to section up my time a little bit with content and content for Instagram because that's a completely separate entity. I do post my legacy family over there, and I'm on generation 12, which is insane. And I do post reels occasionally. I need to get posting more, but anyway, back onto the build. I'm rambling. We're now working on the bathroom. We just finished the boys' room. I wanted it to be very like space themed, lots of rockets, and just very like cutesy. I just think it's a really nice space, and this bathroom actually turned out really nice. I really like the colour scheme with the blue. Again, blue classic suburban style is just what I love in the game, and it just felt very family orientated and just cute and cozy, so I did go for blue again. But yeah, we're just finishing up in the bathroom, and then we're moving on to the girlies room. Now, like I said, we do have 2 teenage girls and 2 children girls, and this room is adorable. I think the colour scheme is stunning. This wall in particular, I do believe it's from high school years, and it's just so pretty. So we are working on the teenagers side of the room. Now, they do have bunk beds, so the teenager does have to share a bunk bed, and the older teenager is below. So just kind of imagine the one on the bunk bed was maybe 13 and the one on the double bed was maybe like 15, 16-ish. And yeah, if you guys do want to know, this bed is from Lovestruck, because I do get questions on this bed sometimes. I think that this bed is stunning. I know it's kind of on like a cheap mattress, but the colour scheme of this bed just looks so good with everything, and the pink matches so well with the bunk bed, so I was like, you know, it's just a perfect combo. So I did also include like a little side table, which is usually used in the living room spaces, but I did decide to use it behind the bed. It's kind of like not a headboard obviously because it's got drawers in it, but I don't know, I just quite like adding it there because it seems a little empty without it, and the actual dresses are too big to fit in that space, so I did include that little table instead, and it turned out cute. So although I do wish we had a nicer, not nicer, that's the wrong word, but I wish we had a more matchable swatch, because this kind of like reddy pink wasn't really matching, but it kind of worked, so I kept it. Anyway, so we're now just adding in some clutter to the little spaces, a little nooks that I had. We do have a craft table as well, which is clipping slightly, but we'll let it go. And then I kind of just went all out with the clutter. I didn't want to overdo it because obviously the room isn't massive and we are trying to fit in 4 children slash teenagers in here, so I didn't want to make it unusable, but it was quite a little bit of a difficult space. Quite a little bit of a difficult space, that's a sentence, isn't it? To fit everything that I wanted in here, but I think it turned out really cute and I really like it, so I hope you guys do as well. But that is pretty much it for this room. I did add some cute little turtle teddies as well, which I am working on in real life. I'm making some turtles crocheting. I'll probably at some point have them on my Etsy store. I did have some stuff up for a while, but I didn't really commit to what's the word, marketing myself very well, because I've got so many things on the go and it's just trying to find the time to fit in all of them is really difficult. But I really wanted to refresh that and, you know, properly work on it, and I think it'd be really fun, and especially because we're literally on the road to 10,000 subscribers. That is crazy. We have surpassed 9,200 last night. Yesterday I went to say that turned into last night. But yeah, I'm just so grateful. So thank you so much to everyone who's subscribed, who's watched my videos, who's liked, who's commented, just everything. So thank you very much to everybody. But yes, at some point I will be uploading stuff to my Etsy store again. But with that being said, I'm going to end the voiceover because we're coming up to the end. We'll have some screenshots. I hope you enjoy those. I hope that today's build inspired you to build, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. So I'll see you guys on Monday for a brand new speed build. I'm really hoping to start up the family ranch let's play again because my lord, it's been too long. But I'm wishing you all a wonderful weekend. Like always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, share it with a friend, turn on the notification bell, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.